Now, in order to have a fun, multiple input children's church, it takes planning. It takes more than planning. It takes prayer and planning. In order to have a successful children's church, you need to have a time where your team gets together, your core group team, Sunday school teachers, kids church workers, whatever you call them, a time where they can get together for prayer and planning. Prayer and planning. Now, I used to believe, I still believe it would be very helpful if you could do this once a week. But I know the busy schedules, and I've seen this around the world. People are getting busier and busier, and so once every 2 weeks, or at the very least, you need to come together once a month to plan out the lessons, to plan out these multiple inputs, because there's a saying that says if you fail to prepare, prepare to fail. And I also heard it say if you don't put on a program for the kids, they're going to put one on for you. And so it's key that you're prepared, that this is planned out. And so you need a time to do that. And certainly you need a time for prayer. When our teams get together, we do get together and we plan. We look at the lessons, we plan them out, we put on a flow sheet, which I'm going to show you shortly how to do that. We also spend time praying for our services, praying for the children, praying for each other. And so prayer is essential. If you don't pray, you might get through your program, but you're not going to have the success that you'll have if you do pray. Prayer is key. That you do get that time that you pray together and plan. You need both. Realize that. So in that planning, as we're praying and planning, I use what we call a flow sheet. I'll put one up on the screen here for you here, and we plan out every single kids church that we do. I personally, if I'm doing a kids camp, whether it's with a group, whether it's by myself, there's two of us, I always put together this flow sheet. Some of you might have called in before a Sunday school planning sheet. You might have seen something like this before. But as you can see on there, we have the date, it's at the top, and then we have the lesson that we're teaching. And this particular one that you see, it says no idols, one of the 10 commandments that we're teaching. And you'll see on one side inputs. These are the multiple inputs that we're talking about. The multiple inputs surrounding the theme of no idols. Then beside that, the person responsible for that input. And beside that, the time it will take. Let me give you a little tip here. They say that a child has an attention span for 1 minute per year of age. In other words, a 3-year-old has a 3-minute attention span. So in our kids' church, we have 5-year-olds, 5-minute attention span, and you might have 11 or 12-year-olds. So you're looking 10, 11 minutes, 12 minutes at the most attention span. So that's the attention span. So you have 5 to 8 minutes or 5 to 10-minute segments. Usually about 5 minutes, depending on what you're doing. No more than 15 minutes of any one segment can you do without losing the children's attention. So you want to break this up, multiple inputs. And so in order to do this, you need the flow sheet, which you see up on your screen. Then you have the run time. So say your children's church is starting at 10:30. As you can see, we start at 10:35. If the main service for the adults starts at 10:30. We start our children's church at 10:35. I used to try to fight this and start on time. Me and my wife, we pretty much are sticklers of time, and we appreciate and try to honor others' time. We hope that others would honor our time and try to start on time. But I found out with children's church, if you do that, you're 5 minutes into your program and you still got kids coming through the door. People are busy, like I said before. People come late for any number of reasons, and so we start 5 minutes after our adult service starts. Gives the parents a chance to get back there, drop the children's church off, and so we're kind of heading off some of the interruptions at the beginning. Not that people still won't come later than that, they do, but if 5 minutes will take care of the majority of people coming in. So we start at 10:35. So you can see, as we're going to go into here shortly in the next segment, we're going to talk about the next segment being the welcome, the rules, and the prayer. And on the flow sheet, you see I'm doing that. Pastor Tim's going to open up today. I'm going to welcome the kids. I'm going to lay down some rules, and we're going to pray. And I'm going to do that in 5 minutes. You can do that in 5 minutes, Pastor Tim? Yes, we can do that in 5 minutes. And that will take us to 10:40. And so we're going to use this flow sheet through the rest of our segments as we plan out and dissect the children's church, learning the hows and the whys as we lay out each segment on this flow sheet in the next video segments that you see. So thank you today for being here and watching these. I hope they're helpful to you. Hope they're beneficial. That's my goal in doing this, that if I can somehow enhance your children's church to make it a place where children want to be, because if they want to be, they'll bring their friends. And if they bring their friends, it's a chance to win children to Jesus. And I have a saying, if you win the hearts of the children, you can win a nation. If you win the hearts of children, you can win your neighborhood. If you win the hearts of children, you can win your community. I believe you can build a church through successful children's ministry, because I believe parents will choose a church based on how well their children are ministered to and how well they learn and how well they like your children's church. And so it's my goal is to help you to do that. So we'll be doing the next segments, and we'll be talking about the welcome, the rules, and prayer. And I'm not sure how far we'll get in the next one, but we'll see you on the next segment. Thanks for joining in. God bless you.